I picked the Packers 3 weeks in a row against the motherfucking Giants, Jets, and Commanders, and they lost all three.
They're putting the rookie Sam Ellinger in. They said they're not putting Matt Ryan bozo ass back in the game again.
I'm playing your tune on the world's smallest violin, man, because it's niggas is going through it, man. They're screaming they want Zach.
Zach.
I got a problem with being problematic. Get the light beam on me, ready for electrostatic. Don't you step into this box if you're not batting. Then my gang got tools, you can call them boy crap. Man, this gang got rules, man, you better watch your passes, this ain't not new.
What's going on? Welcome to Totally Blitz Podcast. Today we recapping week 7 of the NFL. As always, go down, like, and subscribe. And these are your hosts for the show. I'm Paul. Pick a win, I'm Contra. I got my bowl packed up. Who am I with?
Hey, man, you already know it's that boy Lil Kate, a.k.a. the Don P.Y.E., a.k.a. Kev Waterboy Savoy. And stay hydrated, man. It's late night. We had to run. I know you see how dark it is in Paul window over there. This is late night. We had to run it for y'all niggas real quick.
Not facts. But shit, bro. I feel like this was a good-ass week of football. I mean, some games are – I feel like either some games are close or you just got blown out. There was no in-between.
I think it was a good week of, plays, I guess. There's a lot of strong highlight plays. Definitely wasn't a good week for me picking. I feel like I didn't check. I got to check. We will check those on the recap on the predictions next week. But I don't know. I wasn't a fan of this week of football. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was watching the games and I was just like, and this was the one week where I was just like, yeah. I think the Thursday game was decent. The 1:00 games was all right. Like I don't even have no games of the week because there was a couple upsets or 2 or 3. I was like, man, fuck all that. So I don't know. It wasn't a bad week of football, but it wasn't my favorite.
Shit, we might just be getting spoiled from so many good ass weeks of football now at this point.
Nah, dead ass. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Pat Mahomes went on the tear. Lamar Jackson, the Ravens almost blew a lead.
Try their best.
The Packers might suck. The Giants might be legit. There's a lot of stuff. I feel like there's a lot of stuff that I had these same questions last week.
Nah, facts. Let me see. We can start. Let me see. I'm trying to see what's the first game on the ESPN. First game on the little slate. Oh, shit. Sorry, Kev, but the Bengals winning 35-17. Honestly, I still say the Falcons got a little fight in them because this could have been a lot uglier, and the Falcons still was able to put up points before halftime and everything.
Yeah, I mean, if we scored in the second half, I would have liked this game a lot better. But I look at this game. This wasn't a bad game, slightly from us, because I think it's funny that a lot of people are putting respect on the Bengals for this win. I mean, it's a win in the National Football League, so you always got to respect it. But most of those scores were over the top throws down low, over the top throws on a team that's entire secondary is hurt right now. And we don't make excuses. An L is an L, but I'm just looking I'm not really giving the Bengals no. I'm not sitting there telling myself oh yeah, the Bengals are legit now after this win. But I think we played well. We definitely had a good first half. It was funny because I seen your text in the group chat, you said, man, I called 20-17. What did you say? 20-3?
I said a 21-7 at halftime. It might be a blowout.
You said 21-3.
21-3. I knew I said 21 for the Bengals.
So yeah, you said 21-3, and I remember I was listening to the podcast, and I was like, and then the first thing I said is that's crazy, and then I'm watching nah, that low-key almost happened. Low-key almost happened.
As I was saying, the Falcons, because I was saying I just want to see how they respond if they have to throw the ball, and they still didn't throw away their game plan. They still ran the ball effectively. I'll add, and
our
move it.
I think Jamar Chase is just half man, half amazing. Every time I see this man get on the field, it's nothing but craziness. And he's so much faster than everybody. On that second touchdown, I knew the second he touched that bitch, he was gone. He was probably 30, 40 yards away from, maybe 30 yards away from end zone. But when he takes an angle, there's nothing you can do about that. There's certain people like Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, motherfucking those are people that you just
once they're gone, they're gone.
They're gone. They're gone. Sorry, bye. See you later.
No, but I think the Bengals with that win are in first place in the division. I could be wrong, but I know they're at least
tied. They're tied for second with the Ravens.
Okay. Let's see. And then the Falcons low-key are in tied for first with the Bucs. But
I'm sorry ass niggas. We would what's it called? I don't know, man. If the refs don't call that bullshit ass roughing the passer, we probably busting their ass right now.
that's true. Let's
And we
see.
had
We
times
got
like
next on the slate. We had Dak is back. Cowboys win 24-6. And their defense still looked fucking. I think they had like what 5 sacks or something and a fumble
five.
recovery on the one.
They have 5 fucking turnovers. I want to say Jared Goff threw 3. Jared Goff might have threw 4, but I'm pretty sure he threw 3 for sure. Trayvon Diggs caught a nice one. But yeah, the Lions looked atrocious in this game.
Yeah, I know Jamal Williams fumbled literally on like the one, like they were about to score, and he fumbled on the 1 yard line. I was like, damn, like that's just the Lions being the Lions.
Uh,
I
and
don't think
like,
Dak looked too good though either.
nah, I think Jared Goff only threw 2 interceptions, and he might have fumbled one, and he got sacked 5 times.
Like I don't think the Cowboys even looked good until they started running the ball. Like they wanted the Dak to like take over in the first half, and he was just overthrowing people and shit. They just was not. And then when they started giving Zeke the ball and Tony Pollard the ball, and I felt like the Cowboys looked good. Like they went right back to the Cooper Rush game plan.
Yeah, I think it's gonna take them a while, but like they better tighten the fuck up in this division. You got the NFC least turned into the NFC beast overnight over one training camp type shit. So like even though they're beating bad teams and stuff like that, if they don't tighten up, they're not making the playoffs. Like motherfucker, you got the Eagles and Giants are looking very good in that division.
Nah, true. Both, I think they're tied with what second behind the. No, they're actually in third behind the
I
Giants.
say was it like the Eagles undefeated and motherfucking I want to say the Giants are like 6-1.
Yeah.
I know they said 100 times on a sports gambling podcast.
Oh, I bet they do. Those fuckers love. Well, at least one of them loves them. Well, this shit. Both their teams kind of balling right now.
They call them boys the 6-win club. They in the
Damn.
6 club, and then the Cowboys. They was talking shit to some Cowboys fans. You're like, yeah, but we're gonna get this, and we're gonna be like, hey, we gonna be at the 7-win club by the time I get in the 6. We be like, how you hitting on my side club? You can't even get in.
Damn. I mean, shit. They kind of spin. Let's see. Division game. This game I think is the funniest because of what is now going to happen post the game. But the Titans won. They 19-10 over the Colts. Big win for division standings. But Matt Ryan is done. They say he is not playing. They're putting the rookie Sam Ellinger in. They said they're not putting Matt Ryan bozo ass back in the game again.
Really?
And now they're trying to cover it up with it's a business decision. Something about they'll save a couple million if he doesn't play a certain amount of games. But it's just like, what's 2 million on the grand scheme of things? Like you
Yeah, it
really,
was $2 million on a contract for 58.
yeah, like you just admit it. Like you made a mistake, and now y'all wish y'all didn't make it. Like I think they getting what they deserve, at least the fans, because the fans treated Carson like he is doing what Matt Ryan did. Like Carson had 7 interceptions total last year. Matt Ryan, I believe, is at 8 or 7 before and we're only 7 weeks into it. And that doesn't even count his like 15 fumbles he has. Like he has I think he had like 22 turnovers this year, including fumbles and interceptions.
It's bad. It's funny watching Matt Ryan be so bad on the Colts because I used to be like because I really felt like he was the only reason why we had a chance in a lot of games during last season. But like, they ain't shit for bro to do over there, bro. Like he had a good game last week, and they had a good game when they beat the Colts. Not the Colts, they beat the Chargers. Well, the Colts is always gonna beat themselves, so yeah. But yeah, he's just not him. He's just not him like that. Matty Ice is out, but I didn't know he was done for the. They're really trying to just bench his ass. That's crazy.
So they benched Matt Ryan, and on the Titans side, Tannehill got hurt. Malik Willis had to finish the game, and he might miss an extended period of time, I think. So we might get the Malik Willis experiment a little earlier than what we thought.
So did Matt Ryan threw 2 picks? So he threw 1 pick and a pick 6, or did he throw 2 pick 6s?
I know he threw a pick 6 for sure. Like he was in the red zone area just to throw up a pick 6. I threw 2 interceptions. Yeah, and one of them was a pick 6, but not both of them.
Imagine paying $58 million for a nigga to sit on your bench. I gotta go check. I don't like looking at people's numbers, but I gotta go check and see how much Matt Ryan's making this year. I gotta see what his game check looking like.
And the worst part is, they're still 10-19. Like if you don't make those two huge mistakes, you're in, even though you shouldn't have been in this game at all for how shitty your offense was playing, y'all still were in this game because Tannehill only threw 130 yards. Like
Mm.
your defense showed up. I don't care what Derrick Henry had 128 yards on 30 carries. Like he had a grind for those 128.
Mm. But yeah, I mean, Titans are 4-2, man. So niggas is looking crazy for picking the Colts, and niggas, not me, are looking even crazier for saying them boys will finish third in the division. We'll see what happens because this division does not look promising.
Not at all, bro. This shit is still wide open, but it's
This is the
definitely
same.
like the worst division. It's up there for the worst division.
This is the same division that had no wins in the first week, and two of the teams played each other. Like,
Stayed true to themselves.
mm,
Uh, talking about disappointments, we had the Packers losing to the Commanders. This was one of like the Packers, where they're dead to me. They're dead. They're sinking in the water right now.
see, I'm gonna go watch Aaron Rodgers Tuesday this week. I should have watched that before we came out here, but I gotta go watch Aaron Rodgers Tuesday to understand why I'm never picking the Packers again. This shit fucked me up. First off, one of the scores that they have, because they lost 21-23, one of the scores was a pick six, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So Aaron Rodgers could only and then one of them was a late throw to Aaron Jones, like being down while they were already down type shit. So like this offense is atrocious. The special teams consistently gonna find ways to make mistakes. So like not only the Packers probably not making the playoffs this year, but it's like, yo,
Huge muff punt that gave the Commanders an easy 3.
yeah, we know playoffs is out of the motherfucking question, but it's just like not out of the question yet, but it's just like we don't know what the fuck he's gonna do. Like you making like now you gotta start kicking yourself. Like why did you let Devontae Adams leave? Like why did you go through all this? Like the Packers have really be fucking themselves up right now. And that doesn't take away from the Commanders getting a good win. Probably felt really good. Them boys, Heineke came through, tough, thugged it out. He's over here making big plays to Scary Terry with
Second
Jair.
half, him and Terry started taking off.
Mm-hmm. He ended up him and Terry making plays over here on Jair Alexander and shit. So it was like, oh. So nothing takes away from the Commanders. I think they suck. But the Packers might just suck too.
Yeah, I think that we're at the point where we can't like with the Packers, the Chargers, the Bucs. Like, there's a handful of teams where we cannot let last year and the year before shit cloud our decision making go like for the rest of this year.
Dead motherfucking ass. Because boy, how have I picked the Packers 3 weeks in a row against the motherfucking Giants, Jets, and Commanders, and they lost all 3? It's one thing to lose 3 games in a row, but it's one to motherfucking lose to teams that we thought were fucking bottom feeders last year.
It just we're in a different world now. There is a different generations. I guess we're watching the old wither and die.
No cap. I don't know what's considered good no more. Like I don't know what I need. Like running backs aren't that motherfucking. Running backs aren't as valuable. Receivers are crazy out the box, but like you gotta make sure you draft the right ones. And then quarterbacks are probably like there might be less than 10 good quarterbacks now.
Yeah, it's different year. 2022 has been crazy. It's different.
And I'm not saying good altogether. That's just playing well at a high level, playing well and getting wins right now.
Yeah, and then everything we're saying about this team, we can just kind of pile it on here with the Bucs losing to the Panthers 21-3. Just doesn't make sense.
PJ Walker fucked them boys up, and that's embarrassing.
Especially the second half, there were certain drives where you knew they were running the ball, and they were still get like 14, 15 yards on a run, and I'm just like, the Bucs can't stop nothing.
And that's crazy because this team is powerful. This team is known for defense. Like if they had anything, it's that motherfucking defense. So you got Tom Brady and all the extra crazy shit that's going around in the media keeps bringing up in his backyard. But like, boy, this team can only score 3 points. You got Mike Evans dropping open touchdowns, like, and then like this team, Tony Dungy made a good point that like they Mike Evans said in the interview, he was like, "Yeah, man, that drop ball kind of took the air out of us." And it's like, you guys are a championship team. Like, you guys are supposed to be able to fight adversity. So, like, this shows that they're not only bad, they're in a bad situation right now, but it doesn't seem like they're going to get too much better.
Yeah, and like all their yardage and everything, like people can argue how good, like, oh, Tom Brady had three, like that's all empty stats. Like he's getting 30 yards a drive and having to punt. That's not
Mm.
good. Let's see. I don't know what the people want to bring back Bruce Arians at this point. I wouldn't be shocked if him and Gronk come back like in a week.
Ha, that's dangerous. What the fuck is Bruce Arians got going on? That nigga probably somewhere fat as hell right now.
They gave him a special position. He's like a team associate, a counselor or some shit. Like he's still the head coach somewhere. Like he's still doing shit behind the scenes.
And he does that on the Cardinals though?
He doesn't what?
He does that for the Cardinals?
No. BA he's the Bucs. He's
Oh, I'm drunk. I'm
he
thinking.
used to be the Cardinal. Yeah, he did a little
Yeah,
flashback to time.
I'm thinking like Larry Fitzgerald. Like I'm thinking like this nigga was Kyler Murray's coach and shit. I'm drunk.
Oh no. I was like confused for a second, but no. We'll see. I always say I wouldn't be shocked if he comes back for Brady. Next thing you know, they fucking kumbaya again.
That's funny as fuck that I said that.
Let's see. Oh
Oh,
shit,
yeah.
another fucking blast from the past. Didn't think we'll be here, but here we are. Giants 6-1 to beat the Jaguars 23-17. And two things. ETN is the number one running back. James Robinson didn't get no carries, got one target, didn't
I
even
was
play.
like, breaking news, that motherfucker just got shipped to motherfucking New York.
Yeah, the Jets after DeBrees Hall tore his ACL or something. Like
And spoiler alert, nigga.
oh sorry, but Travis Etienne fantasy owners, Travis Etienne backers, like, congrats, you got what you wanted. He looked pretty damn good. I mean, Saquon looked better on the other end. But did you see that last play with Kristen Kirk on the 1 yard line? Like they 16, but there's 1 yard to go.
That was hurtful. Like seeing that was hurtful. Like that's one of those hey I lift weights moments.
Yeah, I'm big body.
And then it wasn't. And then he ran into a wall though, didn't he? There were like two or three of them motherfuckers in the way.
It just took one to slow him down, and then the gang came.
Yeah, it's not like Joe Hayden did that shit last year. Like motherfucking, that's what I mean. It's like I lift weight moments. Like that's tough. That's tragic going into the locker room after that. I couldn't imagine.
I know, and there's like 1 yard, like literally 1 yard line. Like you catch it, oh, like there's one like 3 feet. Like, wow, that's some Hollywood movie stopping, like right there.
Nah, that shit is anxiety.
Let's see this anxiety. This is an anxiety attack right here. The Ravens almost blowing another fourth quarter lead to the Browns.
You know what's crazy to me about the Browns?
What?
And like, I don't really watch Browns games. Like, I keep it on the red zone and they get brought up a lot. But these motherfuckers really be having Jacoby Brissett in the shotgun and like be forgetting that they have a motherfucking running back, the number one running back in the fucking NFL, and then the number probably like if Kareem Hunt's probably the number one and the number one backup. Like it's fucking insane.
He only had like 7-8 touches going into the fourth quarter because I took his over, and he was only had like 20 yards going into the fourth quarter, and then next thing you know, that fourth quarter touchdown run is like 11-yard run, 12-yard run, and I'm like, why the fuck was that? Like he ended up getting 91 yards. He got like 70 yards in the fourth quarter alone, but it was like, where was this for 4 quarters? What the fuck were y'all doing?
I think he was drunk, man. I don't know what the fuck they got going on.
And Kareem Hunt has requested a trade, or I've been seeing the rumors that Kareem Hunt might be on his way out. Like he's not happy with his usage. What he had like 5 carries for 4 yards. He didn't get many like receiving snaps. 1 catch, 2 targets. Like his usage is going down because they're not running the ball. And but your boy Lamar, his first 3 games how Lamar was balling.
Mm-hmm.
Since those first 3
price
games,
of that brick was going up, but I don't know, man.
So 4 games later, 4 games, he has 3 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 0 rushing touchdowns, and his yardage is 144, 174, 210, and 120.
Ouch. Price of the brick just went back down.
Yeah, like that's just crazy to me. But they almost blew another lead. They didn't.
Do you think their defense? How do you feel about their defense?
Patrick Queen had a day. He had a couple like big tackle for losses. The rookie, a couple sacks. Like they got 5 sacks. Like they were doing their thing. Like if Brissett wants to throw, they were making sure they were stopping his ass. But the one thing I noted was like Mark Andrews had no catches, no targets. Didn't do. I think he had like 1 or 2 targets, no catches. And like if Lamar isn't making the play, this team is ass. Like there isn't a real run game. There's no real wide receiver threat. The defense can't dominate. So it's just like Lamar has to dominate and they win, or like it's just if they're not using Lamar, they're not looking good. They look like a mediocre team.
And they make bad mistakes late in the game. Like what was it, an interception or a fumble? Like late in the game.
Let me see. I believe it was an interception. I could be wrong. Fumble. It was a fumble in the red zone too.
It was a terrible fumble too. Slapped the fuck out his ass. And I want to say they got it back on a fumble, but it was like, damn.
No, Katie York missed a 60-yard. Like they had a 55-yarder and then got the false start on themselves, and Browns fucked himself up.
Yeah, and they got the little block on that shit. I remember that was ugly as fuck. But yeah, you got to be pretty fucking stupid to get a false start on your game winning tying.
But they got the ball back again. Was crazier. Like the Ravens went 3-and-out that next drive.
Insane. But yeah, the Ravens got a lot to figure out. But at the moment, they're number 1 in the division. So hey, that's all.
What I said about Lamar goes true with the Packers and the Bucs. Like y'all are relying too much on one player. Next game, Broncos beating the Jets. Broncos losing to the Jets. Jets winning 16-9. Brees Hall getting that 62-yard run, looking nice. Like he was an ass just because he made sure he went 1 yard over my under bet, and then and ended up unfortunately tearing his ACL.
No, that's tragic to hear that because he was having such a great season. And like at that position, having an injury like that is very traumatic. So we're gonna keep him in the prayers and pray that he continues to get better and comes back even better because he needs to ball out on them like he's been. But the Jets. This was an interesting game.
Yeah, Zach Wilson looked terrible again. I think he had like 130 yards. Once Brees Hall got hurt, the offense was a lot more stagnant. Elijah Moore, he's been linked to the Chiefs and the Packers, so they're looking to trade him still. And then they traded in to get James Robinson to take over for Brees Hall, so maybe we get to see more James Robinson this year. But the Broncos, I felt like I was watching the same offense, except Jerry Jeudy was getting the ball a lot.
Yeah, they say that for the backup, they got the same amount. They got the same play that they get from Russ, but they paid $248 million less.
That's what a hometown discount.
Bro, I hate bringing up numbers, but when that shit be accurate, I'd be like, damn, kind of gotta respect it. Numbers don't never lie.
Yeah, and it looked like the same offense because they could move into the red zone and then does not do anything once they get there.
And then Javonte Williams, fuck him, motherfucking. I don't know what the fuck he must have fucked the coach's bitch or something.
Oh, you mean Melvin Gordon?
Yeah, I stay saying. I still get confused. But yeah, Melvin Gordon, I don't know. We love Javonte Williams on this show. But Melvin Gordon, fuck him. Motherfucking, that nigga must have fucked the shit out of the coach's bitch because this man again got put to like third string behind Boone and Latavius Murray. That shit don't make no sense.
I know, and they'll use his ass up until they get into the red zone, and then they'll just let Latavius Murray or someone else get it.
That's crazy to see.
Next game, we had the Raiders blowing out the Texans 38-20, but to be honest, it wasn't really a blowout.
I was gonna say, it's tough to call it a blowout because that game was close. I didn't even notice how bad it was until I looked up and I seen Josh Jacobs. It took off.
Yes, it was 20-17. Texans were winning going into the fourth quarter, and then that's when the Raiders scored 21 points in that fourth quarter. I believe one was a pick six. Davis Mills threw towards the end.
This game,
they were competing. Yeah, this was a good game up until that fourth quarter.
Yeah, this game would have made the Waterboys games of the week until that fourth quarter. Okay, I did not. I looked up and I was like, bro, where the fuck they get 30 something from? But Oh man, so we understand that Davis Mills is not preferably a guy, but he's somebody that can hold a position, I guess. I don't know. But I really don't have any takeaways from this game besides for like Josh Jacobs is a beast. Devontae Adams is always gonna eat.
Yeah, no, Josh Jacobs is just like he's the cheat code. He beats the biggest fantasy steal. Like you might have the best running back in fantasy football, and you probably got him in like the eighth round.
Yeah, that's I'm him.
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of motherfuckers right now that's like, holy shit. Thank you,
Nah,
Josh Jacobs.
it's crazy because like I'm one fantasy league, right? I got Austin Eckler, and the other fantasy league, I got Josh Jacobs. So they've been snapping all their last games. But for some reason, whenever Austin Eckler snaps, I lose. But whenever Josh Jacobs eats, whew, oh my god, this is the first time I ever lost with Josh Jacobs eating. The whole reason why I lost last week because I was undefeated was because Josh Jacobs was on bye and like I didn't have nobody else to put, so I just left that nigga there. I just fuck it.
And one thing that's making him even more deadly is like he was always getting like 15 touches. Now he's getting like 20, and he's using 143 yards, 3 touchdowns. But he's getting 5 targets a game almost. Like they're literally using him on both. Like he used to get out for pass catching duties. Now he's staying. He's a 3 down back.
Nah, but did you see Devontae Adams on the on leaving?
No, what he do?
That boy said that boy was going to the tunnel, make sure everything was clear, and then he walked. He's like, all right. It had me crying.
Damn, that's funny. And then Damian, another thing, Damian Pierce is a dog. Like he's one of the few bright spots on Houston right now. Former Gator.
Yeah, he's a guy.
Let's
I
see.
think figured out over there, but if they did, it would be nice.
Not gonna lie, I thought the Raiders might blow it up for a little bit up until that fourth quarter. I was like, damn, the Texans really might sneak out a dub here.
I was about to say, man, fuck y'all, because I was really, because you know how I be thinking about my picks the whole time. Like, I was like, man, fuck these niggas.
But the Seahawks were the dog that ended up getting the dub in the 4 o'clocks. They won 37-23, and they kind of smoked the Chargers since the first quarter. Just like took it and never looked back.
First off, I love Kenneth Walker, but fuck Kenneth Walker the third, man, motherfucking. This man, that last touchdown made me lose, is what killed me in fantasy, and I didn't know it. I'm watching the game like, damn, this man Kenneth Walker is really eating right now. I wish I could pick him up on the waivers, and then I'm motherfucking find out I'm playing against this nigga. I'm like, fuck, and I lost by less than 15. So like, motherfucking, I'm like, damn, Kenneth Walker doesn't eat. Low key living right now. Maybe T Higgins scored. Kenneth Walker doesn't score that last touchdown, and T Higgins stretches his motherfucking arms out or something, gets that last fucking touchdown, gets that touchdown. It's a whole different. And instead of 2-4, and they gonna be 3-3.
So one thing with Caleb Walker is I drafted him in like I know 2 leagues for sure, but I'm not sure about the third one. But I know for 2 leagues for sure, like a 10 and 12 man league, because I knew rookie coming out of Michigan, he was a dog. Rashad Penny is injury prone. Like he's a dog himself, but he stayed getting hurt just like he did this year. And I was like, I'm gonna get him as a handcuff. I'm gonna wait, like, cause he's gonna be balling if he gets in. I got greedy in the waiver wire. Like come week 2, I was like, I dropped him because I couldn't be patient enough. In both my leagues, I dropped him because wasn't patient enough to like for the handcuff. So then 2 weeks later, someone else picks him up and he ends up like balling. And I was just like, motherfucker, if I would have had, and I have running back problems in those leagues, and I was just like, it all could have been fixed if I waited.
You see what I'm playing? I'm playing your tune on the world's smallest violin, man, because it's niggas is going through it, man. I'm going through the exact same thing. I had to deal with y'all bitch ass niggas and Raheem Morstead. Motherfucking that nigga scored 1 point for me. I didn't even put him back on my bench. I dropped him. Said fuck you, I'm gone.
Damn, that's
Khalil,
that boy balling.
Khalil Herbert, dude. And then next thing he got put in the starting lineup, and that shit was crazy. Because then I had to play against his ass the week that he scored his first touchdown in like 2 years since like 2020 or something like that. And I was like, it's fucking insane.
But on the game, let me see. Chargers, there's only 2 Chargers teams. The great team that is putting up highlight plays. But the problem with that is they rely on these highlight plays. So they can't be great every week. Austin Eckler is not a real running back. Like
No, not even.
he can put up all the fantasy numbers he wants and be that guy, but he's getting. I think the last 5 games he only has like his best game is like 50 yards or some shit. Like other than that one game where he had 170 yards against the Texans, He has not had a single good game, and they can't run the ball with this little hamster behind the back.
No, it's crazy because he has to be one of the most like. Because he makes a lot of content, so we get to see like straight up like this man works hard as fuck all day. But like the same man, he's more of like a dangerous back in the backfield to catch that motherfucker, not really to run that thing. But when I look at this Chargers team, I just think like, yo, y'all spent so much money on this defense, and like, where they at? Where they at? JC
I
Jackson
think Bosa got hurt, and since Bosa got hurt, it was a game change. All the money pieces didn't do shit then.
and JC Jackson is hurt again. I don't know if he's out for the season, but
Yeah, he's out for the season. They said like he ruptured something in his knee or something.
So Bill Belichick once again, knowing when to get rid of a corner. Like they literally let him walk. Like I thought that was crazy.
And they gave him an insane bag, and he was getting benched last week for how poor of his play was looking.
So yeah, hopefully double back from that and show some great promise. Because boy, whew.
Keenan Allen's first game back and didn't even know how he was on the field, to be honest.
He wasn't the one that scored that touchdown.
No, Mike Williams scored one and Eckler scored the other.
Oh damn.
Eckler scored two, actually, one running, one over there.
But the Seahawks team right here is insane. Like we could talk about how bad as the Chargers are, which I don't. It's tough to call them terrible. I don't think the record's too terrible right now. But
no, they're 4-3, but there were a couple. Their wins were also like I felt like ugly ass wins.
hell yeah, dang, that Justin Fields got ugly ass throws. But
not fact.
But this fucking I'm high. What do we? Who
the Chargers 4-3 record.
Seahawks.
Oh, Seahawks.
This
4-3 also.
The Seahawks team is showing that like is impressing every week. My motherfucking brother Loki is probably the happiest motherfucker in the world right now. But they're showing every week, and they're showing that like Russ wasn't a guy, man. Pete Carroll can make a quarterback look great. That's what I'm looking at from Gino. Like the same way the Mac Jones stock is going down, the Russ stock I think is at an all-time low. But I don't see it going up anymore after motherfucker. You know they have a good game after seeing what Geno Smith is doing in the same offense.
At USC and for the Seattle, Pete Carroll is he's a known motivator. He gets the best out of his guys. So I know he be cooking up some fire ass speeches for Geno Smith and them boys. Like they fucking counted you out, Geno. We're gonna smoke them. Like I just know he be getting them troops fired up for war, and they be coming out just firing.
Have they been dogs in all their wins?
They no, because this game in particular, I think they were like a 1 point. They might have been the favorite coming into this game. I could be wrong. It was because like how many people were betting on them like the Chargers started off as the favorite, but as the game started, more and more people were betting on the Seahawks. But I wouldn't be shocked if they're the underdog in every game.
That's crazy.
Let's see. Next game, another game which it was a blowout technically, but I felt like it was close up until like middle way of the third quarter. The Chiefs 44 to the 49ers 23. We got to see a little bit of CMC, but not much. He didn't really do much. It was all Patrick Mahomes and them boys.
Nah, no fucking cap. Patrick Mahomes scored me fucking 40 on my fan in one league. But CMC, I thought it was cool that they immediately got to him and let him get something cracking. He was an option for them in the first half. And this 49ers team started 10-0. So like they really started this game well, and then Pat Mahomes and the crew turned that bitch on. And like McCole Hardman being able to rush and receive like he did this game, that's low-key a game changer. Like he was on some real Debo shit with it this week.
Yeah, Juju, 124 yards and a touchdown. Valdez-Scantling, I know he got one big catch that kind of helped his yards, but 111, 3 catches. Kelsey, 98 on 6 catches. That's a well-oiled machine. Like they are getting everyone involved. They're not forcing it nowhere. Like they're literally picture-perfect football on the offensive end right now.
And this is what we consider the number one defense in the league.
And it is just that's what they did at 44 to 23, 423 yards for Patrick Mahomes. a little fun thing that happened. This was the very first time NFL history that Mr. Relevant got to play in a game. Brock Purdy, the very last pick in the NFL draft last year, the quarterback out of I believe Notre Dame or Iowa. I can't remember, but he was shitty in college. So he Mr. Irrelevant got to play in the fourth quarter for the 49ers. He didn't look good. He threw an interception, but first time in history, last person drafted ever got to play.
Jimmy G got hurt. Did he have like 300 yards or something?
No, I don't think he got hurt. I think it was just a blowout, and they were like, "Fuck it, just throw him in at this point."
Nice. I mean, George Kittle scored, so that's all that matters. He scored on National Tight Ends Day.
Yeah, and I think he's the only one because Kelsey didn't score, and there wasn't any throughout the 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock games. I don't believe.
I know Kyle Pitts ain't hit that bit.
Because I know that someone said that during the Chiefs game, like we haven't seen a tight end score all National Tight End Day, but we got two of the best here today.
That's funny as fuck.
Let's see. We got two more games. We ride on out. We had the Dolphins winning 16-10. I'm not gonna lie. When they started that game, I thought they were about to drop 40 on them. The way that the offense was just moving that shit with Tua back, but they slowed down and just mellowed out, except for that defense. That defense came to play.
Yeah, definitely made an adjustment, but that's crazy. But so first off, let's immediately talk Mike McDaniel's fourth quarter. Fourth and what?
Oh, I was screaming at the TV. I even tweeted live. I was like, "What the fuck are we doing?"
Yeah, I guess a rookie quarter. Instead of kicking the field goal, going up 2 scores, we gave the rookie quarterback a chance to come back down. So that's cool. No, it isn't. That's not okay at all. But that's your coach, man. So how did you let me know what was going through his head at that moment?
So he did say it wasn't analytical. He just felt like the offense was rolling, and he felt like we could get those 2-3 yards on the run play against that defense. But he did say that he's never gonna do no shit like that again. He felt the hot seat after it didn't work out. So I'm happy it was one of those things. I wish it didn't happen, but I'm happy it happened, and we didn't get burned. But he still learned his lesson that he won't do, because now he won't do this in the playoffs. Like there's gonna be, he already seen it the first time. He knows what not to do now.
That's actually fire as fuck. But yeah, man, tell me, like, first off, the Steelers didn't look too terrible. I think their defense is gonna be nice when TJ Watt gets back in that motherfucker. But damn. 16, y'all boys, y'all started halftime 16-10, and no points got scored in the second half. Am I tripping?
All defense. I mean, we had I think 2 interceptions in the second half, 1 in the first. Like them boys were flying to a couple sacks. Like the defense on our was doing their thing, and I just felt like the Dolphins, like you said, got figured out. Like they weren't able to, the holes that Raheem Morris, because it was all coming off of some nice runs, and then when they would then the run would set up a nice 15-yard pass to Waddle or something. But once those runs were getting stuffed in between the lines, that's when I felt like the offense wasn't able to move no more. That's why I was even more upset that we didn't kick the field goal. It's like our defense has been balling. We haven't moved all second half. Like,
and it's a rookie quarterback.
Yeah, just go up 2 scores. I mean, shit, I'm just happy the Kenny Pickett goes down the red zone and throws that interception like back-to-back times.
Yeah, y'all needed that right there. Y'all earned that one right there. But it's interesting to see how what's gonna go down with these Steelers, because motherfucking didn't Tua have like 4 or 5 like turnover worthy plays or some shit like that?
Oh yeah, and I think there was 4, but there was some, especially like he was just getting a little too trigger happy. He was getting those nice plays in, and then next thing you know, he was trying to thread the needle a little too much on like some deep passes. He was running motherfuckers over.
Yeah, and fuck Raheem Morris for scoring again.
Yeah, no, right. And Chase Edmonds has looked terrible, so I think we'll see more stat.
Well, where's his energy in the first 2 weeks?
Shit, we figured out he was not doing it. But last game, and the biggest shocker to me, I'm not gonna lie, the Bears blowing out the Patriots 33-14. Like
insane. Mac Jones getting benched because they're screaming they want Zach.
And Zap didn't do, like, Zap came in and answered all the prayers. First touchdown, four passes and a touchdown. And I was just sitting there like, oh fuck. Like he really just might come in. Like we're watching history right now. But then the Bears tightened up and then picked his ass off twice. Like the Bears defense was just flying.
That's what they got over there. But Justin Fields, I'm not a fan. But he didn't look terrible this game. They let him run around a little bit, didn't they?
And definitely, that's what they've been listening to us, the media, everyone screaming like, "Let Fields run." Like, okay, we know he's not the best thrower, but you know what he can do? Fucking run. Like, just let him do it.
Yeah, that nigga throw some egg glass throws too. I bet, bro. What the fuck? You would throw that to your son out in the backyard?
But I feel like all his like he'll miss a whole bunch of easy throws, but then his completions will be like 20-yard passes. Like he is either 3-and-outs or he makes some fucking crazy ass 20-yard completion to Darnell Mooney or the tight end or some shit.
Are you comparing him to a Fenders Russell Westbrook right now? Is that what I'm hearing?
Oh man, nah. He fucking they Bears wish that they had a fucking $250 million Russ right now.
Mm.
Oh, but before we go though, I forgot to bring up this little stat for the last game. So Najee Harris for the Steelers has less yards than Daniel Jones rushing this year. Daniel Jones has like 460 and Najee Harris has like 450.
Oh, I actually met the. I'm glad you said that. You know, Daniel Jones is the first. First off, that's insane. And did you see that video of Jalen Waddle next to Najee Harris?
Hey, no, that's all camera angles, baby. Like, come on, they had they had that shit
That
at the down angle.
that shit was crazy. I was like, that's it. And it was funny because in my my video camera class, we actually had that was one of the things in the chapter they was talking about the two shots. I forget what it's called, but there's a way you can set it up to make it look like somebody so much bigger than the other. And all that,
They
it's
had to
crazy.
do that shit for Tom Cruise all the time. Tom Cruise is like 5'7". So when he be acting, they be having to do those little angles for in all his movies.
Probably I would have never known that. But you know, Daniel Jones was the first Giants quarterback to go throw 200 and rush for 100. Like that sounds so normal nowadays. But I'm like, damn, they do come from they can what's it called? Who said it? It was part of my take. They said them boys come from a Eli Manning looking quarterback history.
No, and that's just like he's just somewhat like he's the most low key runner. Like he just
Danny
running. Like
Wheels.
no one talks about it. It's never talked about media, scouted on nothing. Like he's just low key.
That's Danny Wheels, man. He gonna get out of there.
Shit, bro, this is mayhem right now. We got the Bears who are tied with the Packers in the division. The Steelers they might go below 500 for the first time ever. 49ers have a worse record than the Seahawks right now. Seahawks, I think, are leading the division. The Jets and Giants fall away back. Packers suck. Like the NFC beasts over there, the East, like the Falcons and the Bucs are tied. The Panthers, if the Panthers beat y'all next week, which is a big if, but they beat y'all next week, the Panthers will be the sole owner of first place in that division because they'll be 3-0 in the division.
That's insane.
Oh, and we did forget to bring that up. The Saints, since they lost to the Cardinals on Thursday Night Football, they will not be able to complete the Bird Gauntlet because they play the Falcons, the Cardinals. They play all 5 birds this year, which has never happened before.
And I'm sorry ass niggas ain't make it.
No, and you have been eliminated.
Bitches.
But shit, yeah. Gav, I mean, I ain't got nothing left to say. We got something else? What you got?
Hey man, I just want y'all to know that I'm high as a kite. And this has been the Totally Lit podcast, you feel me, man? We came through with the NFL week 7 recap we'll have after our last motherfucking week of picks. We'll have the picks for you on the predictions. But this has been Totally Blitz, man. Another good episode, man. It's late as fuck out here right now. What time is it, Paul?
Almost
Motherfucker,
1:30.
we're doing this shit at 1:25, homie. Like and it ain't PM. I know you see this nigga Paul window black as a motherfucker. But hey, we got the Thursday night predictions coming for you. Don't forget to tune in to Fight Club because UFC 280 was crazy. And at the end of the day, I just want you and the people, every person in the room to know that y'all some bitches.
Passing out the medicines. We've been on that rock star regimen, knowing that I'm heaven sent, higher than I ever been. I got a problem with